Budgeting for beginners. After working nearly 7 years in a bank, I saw behind the scenes of how much people earn and how much is actually left at the end of the month. My conclusion is that it's not about how much you're making, but about the fact of how much you're keeping. Warning. This video is split up into 3 categories: foundation, reverse psychology, and some bonus tips. If you want to follow along, make sure that you download the Excel spreadsheet which I have created for you for free and which is linked in the description below, or simply use some paper and pen to follow along. Foundation. So for the Excel spreadsheet, I have marked all the cells which need to be filled out with pink. Just for your reference, I'm working with fictive numbers here. So starting off with your income. In order to get a proper overview of your income, I would recommend you to work out your after-tax income. Now that you have your income together, you can move to the second page where I would like to explain you the 50-30-20 rule. In the top right corner, you can see the optimal amount you should distribute into the category. But going back, what is actually the 50-30-20 approach? So 50% are the needs. So that means 50% of your income goes into regular living expenses, housing, groceries, health insurances, and utilities. I would say that's all existential stuff in developed countries. You can see here in the Excel spreadsheet that you can add in the numbers, and if I would put a fictive rent mortgage of $1,500 for example, you see that the effective number up here turns out red. Now, is that a bad thing if it exceeds the 50%? No, not really, but I would still rethink your needs, especially when it comes to rent or mortgage costs. Now, moving on to the wants. Wants cover up nearly 30% of your income. Those are things that cause minor inconvenience, but you will not die from it if you don't have it. Shopping, dining out, hobbies, but also subscriptions counts into that. You can see that once again in the Excel spreadsheet where you can fill out the numbers or simply write it down on your paper. Please write these categories and expenses down because it's easy to get mixed up with wants and needs. Plus another thing, it's 2023 and I'm pretty sure that your bank will provide you with the tools in your e-banking or mobile banking. It will summarize your expenses, so have a look there. Now, coming to the most important part, the savings. The savings part should make up around 20% or at least 20% of your income. Emergency funds, I would say you should save up at least 6 to 12 months of living expenses, just so that you have enough liquidity if you need to. Another major category are paying off debts like student loans, but also paying back mortgage loans. The crucial part is also retirement accounts, third pillar account it is called in Switzerland, and also investing accounts. So I hope that you have personalized your Excel spreadsheet with the 50% of needs, 30% of wants, and 20% of your savings. If not, pause this video and get that sorted. Now that you have a clear distribution of how much your expenditures are, you have to pay yourself first. One powerful strategy for building wealth is to pay yourself first. As outlined in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this approach involves prioritizing your own financial goals over the expenses and bills you have to pay each month. Rather than waiting until the end of the month to see what is left over, make a standing order to transfer about 8 to 10% of your income directly to your saving accounts on the day you get paid. By doing so, you're taking control of your finances and investing in your future. Simply think about it in that way. If you pay all these bills at first, you're making the others richer. This small but powerful habit can set you on the path to financial stability. Full video about this topic will be linked up here. Reverse psychology. I call this the 20-50-30 approach. If you make your budget, you should start off with your savings and financial goals first. And that's what I did for you in the Excel spreadsheet if you move a page further. So ask yourself the simple question: how much do you want to save at the end of the month and where do you want to distribute it? Simply into savings accounts or also into financial assets. Interested in a video of that type? Comment down below and I'll make a dedicated video about investing into financial assets. After that, you will work your way down to your wants. Here comes now a bit of a tricky part. Ask yourself what is important to you and prioritize according to that. Personally, in my wants, I would prioritize fitness, traveling and eating out as my main priority. But even there, I could reduce the amounts I go eating out to $100, for example. So in the bottom, you will see if you get some additional savings or not, because if you exceed the amount, you will get a negative sign, which means that you have to recalculate the stuff. Now, moving back to the overview page, you probably saw at the beginning that you have two different graphs. The first one is with the effective numbers, how your income is distributed according to the 50-30-20 rule. If you move a bit down, you see on the budget side how much it changed and if you actually have increased your savings amount. It will also give you an overview here how much of your expenditure is distributed in those categories. I hope this helps you a bit out. I mean, you're watching this video to improve yourself financially. So without sacrifices, there will be no return. Bonus tips. Think twice before you make a purchase. Throughout the last 2 years, I tried to save up as much as possible. And I can talk from my experience and my thought process here. For example, is it really that much cheaper for taking your car in order to get into a big city? You have to pay for fuel, parking tickets, and the long waiting times in order to get around in the city. It's the small decisions you make on a daily basis which add up over time. In order to save up $10,000 per year, you need to save up $833 per month. Breaking that down, that's only about $28 per day. Now let's make a quick example how you can save that up. Make your coffee at home, which would save you up roughly $4 per day. Drink water instead of sodas all the time, which will save you another $4. Make your lunch at home and bring it to work, where you can save around $8 per day. Eating out less, roughly $120 per month, is another $4. And stop buying clothes you only wear once, which you can save roughly around $150 per month, which is another $5. That will leave you with an additional $3, where you can start a side hustle or reduce your amount by that for your wants and needs. So there we go, $28 of extra savings per day. Another way is to get additional income streams. Use the money you put into those retirement accounts as effective as possible. You will probably not need that money within the next 10 years. And through monthly investments into well-diversified retirement accounts, you can increase your pension income and protect your money against inflation in the long run. This monthly payment method is called stacking. Through stacking, you will focus on long-term growth and spreading the risks even more. And for that, you don't need much of investing experience. Now, I think I've bombarded you enough with information now. Make sure you download the Excel spreadsheet linked in the description down below, and let me know if you're interested in more money saving and investment videos. If so, you might want to check out this video here, where I talk about our consumer-driven society.